Hi and welcome to Irish World of Sport on Friday the 1st of March. A very cold Friday the 1st of March. I've seen snow for the first time in a long time. Travelling in that, but it doesn't ever seem to stick here, but it is cold. First one is golf, which is a little bit of good news because for a change, Shane and Rory have kept it up, and unbelievably in a way they both got the same two first rounds, 267s each in tandem there, so that brings them to 8 under for the tournament. They're in joint 6th place, 3 off the lead, so hopefully one of the other, so hopefully for Shane, he can keep it going. So it seems to be a reasonably easy course. The scores are low, so hopefully that'll work out well. Sadly, in Singapore, Leona had a 77 in the second round, so she's ended up 10 off the lead, so I think that'll be about that for her. Otherwise in sport, not a lot. Ireland won a test match, like the first test match maybe they've ever won against the great Afghanistan. A lot of celebrating over that, I guess, but it's never going to be a massive sport here, even though the only time England have won the World Cup in the one-day international game, the captain was from Dublin, Owen Morgan, so there is a little bit of it left in us, I suppose. And just to quick, just mentioning the slight mention of the incredibly boring sport the Formula One motor racing has become, to me anyways, just looking at cars going around and around and around, very little passing. And Verstappen last year, I think he had a record, I'm not going to tell you, but I think it's the record number of Grand Prix in the 1 year, and he started off again just the same in pole position, so no big surprises there, and it's not something I'm going to be featuring unless something, I can't see it, there's no characters at all left in it, none at all, and it's not a sport, just a money racket, I guess, and people get the hype and everything else, but not for me. Quick look at the horses today. Yeah, I picked a good few yesterday. I would have met 6-7 horses, short prices, but it wasn't so much a favourite stay today. Is there Derry? Who would have won? Yes, he would. 7-4 was a non-runner. I had a couple of winners in toss of a coin in the 335, 10-11, and Penzance in the 422 at 9-4. No, ask me which meetings there were. You can ask away, because I didn't write that down. And I've been looking at tomorrow's card, which again, I remember Johnny Dineen saying there, I think it was about the Newbury card. It was a poor card, and he liked Newbury. I'm just looking at it, he's a poor card. Pretty good card at Kelso, though, of all places. Not something you'd associate with having high class racing, but so we did a few of those. We got 6 in all, just for the laugh and seeing how it goes. But just thinking there today as well about how you would be betting, or what works. What's always worked for me is I like a horse that likes to win. Horses don't think and stuff like that, but horses do. And the horse gets a winning, like any sport, you get a winning habit. I think the best example of that as a horse was like the great Tiger Roll, who won 2 Grand Nationals, and just like to win, and it was a special thing. I think it was down in Garn Park. I think it's a prep race or whatever for the national. He was running in a hurdle race, maybe 2.5 miles, something like that. And he, as one journalist said, he looked like a pregnant mare, just not prepared, probably not even groomed or anything. And he came in at 25-1. That was on. We all missed. I was just saying, oh no, kind of thing. But that's the kind of thing you're talking about. You need a horse that likes to win, or with a few ones there is nice. Value is the other thing. Value, always look for value rather than picking the favourite. Most people do. Most people are into the favourite straight away. They don't even check what it is. But you have to remember that the favourite isn't always the best horse in the race. In fact, it's a little over 1 in 3 favourites actually wins. So it's basically a false favourite because it's bookmaking. The bookmakers of Ball Sports and Paddy Power, that looks the main ones. They make the buck, and they're not going to be giving you the best horse every time, are they? So I always just go down through and pick the horse I think is the best. You don't ignore the price until the last second. Try and get something with a low weight when the weather is like it is at the moment. The ground is soft or heavy, that kind of thing. And yeah, there's certain trainers, jockeys you can follow as well. It can come down to a number. It can come down to anything, really. It's no exact science. But anyway, my view for tomorrow are 217 Kelso, Brucio. Get 5s on him at the moment. The 250 Kelso, Bingo, 11s at the moment. And the 4 o'clock at Kelso, special rate, 9 to 4. Then with 155, the one race I picked at Newbury, you've got high stakes player, 4 to 1. At Doncaster in the 205, the horse called Curly Finger at 4 to 1. And finally I went to Navan, pick out a horse of Gordon Elliott's, who I quite like, a horse called Ash Tree Meadow in the 423, 5 to 2 at the moment. So that gives you a few, have a look at her, have a look at yourself anyway. But yeah, the racing at Kelso is worth looking at tomorrow. A couple of very nice races there as we run down to Cheltenham. And just finally, I know it's giving a few of my top 3 for Cheltenham. And people, the ones I'm saying I would never go for the favourites, but with Cheltenham it's a different thing. It can often be the favourite is the best horse, because with the money that's available, everything else, every horse is trying to its limits. So as you probably noticed, I'm picking the best races of each day rather than picking a lot of horses for nothing. But there's 2 horses that I really love from Willie Mullins, Lossimuth and El Fabiola, and they're more or less certain is, but they're way too short. You could be talking anything like 1 to 3, I'd say, for either of them, and it'll be a major shock if they're beaten. But as we've seen with Constitution Hill, anything can happen. So bearing that in mind, good night and stay warm.